support a lot of Detroit movies. I've
Absolutely.
had Dennis Reed on one of my.
Okay.
I support the two Detroit Tubi movies, Love and Death.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is, right,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot fast forward
Right. They gotta
on a
watch it.
Tubi movie, and
Right.
everybody Tubi.
So you have to watch
You
the
gotta watch.
commercials.
Even if you get up and go to the restroom, you're gonna hear it in the background
right,
or something.
100%.
Like you can't fast forward. So that's a note to somebody is looking at the market.
That's
Think about
right.
Tubi. They can't fast forward Tubi.
Yeah, and anything that's on demand like that, they can't fast forward it, so your commercial is going to be seen. And in radio and TV, the research shows if you hear it or see it 2 times as good, 3 times as great. So you got at least on average, if you do a minimum of 40,000 impressions, that's at least 2 to 3 times we've seen that our clients are that potential clients are gonna see your commercial. That's huge. And they're gonna watch it at least. It also shows you the research how long they watched it through. At least 95% of the time it's watched all the way through. It wasn't turned off or something like that.
It lets you know that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think next is Big Brother gonna say you went to the kitchen or the bathroom. That's coming probably other than
Right.
that. It tells you exactly. And again, it's the highest form because it's based on IP addresses, so it knows exactly who watched it and where they watched it, and and that's what's huge.
That's awesome. One more time, because I do want to give a shout out to Watson Media Group. Let the people know how they can contact you.
Absolutely, you can call us at 313-468-2602 or go to watsonmediagroup.net.
Now let's talk about the foodie call. How often does that take place?
Foodie
What
Call.
is it?
Let me tell you the background behind Foodie Call. Foodie Call is a promotion we started at Mo Better Blues. Is where we would close the restaurant down. You have our executive chef make a chef's table and make food that we didn't serve. We call it VIP guests to come out and they can taste it and see if they suggest you go on a menu or not. So it was so popular when we sold the restaurant, we did a restaurant takeover. Go to known restaurants and grab their chef, do the same thing. It's blown up to the point where now we pick chefs. So now we pick if you're a young upcoming chef or you might be a veteran chef. We grab them, we come up with what the menu will be, and we put it out. And it's a huge event. We've been on Fox 2, we've been on a lot of TV shows, the radio shows, Mason in the Morning, all that. And now we've done it with Kiss, and now we've moved it over with Hot 107.5. So Big Greg has been the host, and we always try to have a celebrity component with it. The last one was in November. We partnered with the TV show Love and Marriage Detroit. Shout out to Brandon Smith was our host. Great. They just got, matter of fact, renewed for their 2nd season. So we always put some type of element with it. And it's live neo soul, DJ, the whole 9. We say if you like the movie Love Jones, well, Love Jones means brown sugar. It's sexy, it's eclectic. That's the vibe. It's strolling, it's tall tables, it's a strolling event. So this is black excellence. It's huge. Everyone's invited, of course, but it's black excellence. There's a lot of black-owned business owners that are there. It's from 6 to 10, but we purposely from 6 to 7 call it Marketing and Martinis. We have business owners, and we normally have a funder there. So if you're interested in getting dollars from the DGC, Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, or from Black Leaders Detroit, or some type of Prosper Us, we have funders there who usually talk at the event for about 10 minutes. And the rest we say is shaking hands and kissing babies. You're just networking.
Marketing and Martinis. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
may borrow that slogan.
I do not mind. And what's so funny with it is I got a great compliment from Crystal Robertson. She said that, Dre, you have one of the few networking events I've been to that's really networking, because these are all
It
my
really
clients.
was.
So you
I was
feel
there.
that way.
Yes, the
Thank
food
you.
was delicious.
Thank you.
And I met so many great people, of whom I plan to have come on this show.
Awesome.
And do business with. Not
That's
just have them
great.
come on the show, but do business with.
No, that's great. And that's the goal. These are all our clients we've been blessed to have, and we make sure we grab them. It's like having an event at my house. You're in my living room, and Stephanie's going to meet this person, that person's going to meet this person, and we all network together. So it's a real networking. Because a lot of times you go to a network, Stephanie, you and I go, and we don't even talk to anybody but us.
Right.
People feel,
Right.
some people are, apprehensive to go to people. It's just not their personality. No, you're going to meet people here.
But you made it easy too, because a lot of the guests, I came solo, and a lot of people you personally introduced me to. It was a great vibe,
Thank
a good
you.
friendly vibe. And you're right, it was giving Love Jones, the band, the signature cocktails.
Oh, yeah, we had that.
We had, you
Absolutely.
can't forget the signature cocktails. And even, you probably can tell me the name of them. They were like the sunglass ladies.
Oh,
the
that was
glasses ladies.
Detroit, one of our great clients, Detroit. They are in Greenfield Plaza.
Shout out to Detroit.
Shout out
I'm coming to get
Detroit.
some glasses.
Yes,
from
Candace
you
and
all.
Rachel. They are they are in the Greenfield Plaza, and they're also in Royal Oak on Main Street.
Oh, they have 2 locations.
2 locations.
See, look, all kind of people getting shout outs on this
That's
show.
right.
I don't even know it. Thanks to you, Gerald.
Thank you.
So when can we expect the next foodie call?
We are moving that to April. It's
Okay.
going to be the end of April. We got put it together. We look at some great surprises in mind, but every one we want to be different. This one we think we're going to do a food battle. between 3 different chefs.
Okay.
That's going to be really dynamite. So we always want to make it unique and different. So that's what's so cool about it.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, you said that's going to be when?
We're going to do the end of April.
End of April.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll make sure we shout back to you the exact date, but we got to lock it in. But right now, tentatively the last week in April we're looking at.
Okay, so if people want to attend the foodie call, how can they do so?
They can go on our page, again, watsonmediagroup.net, or they can go to our Facebook page, my name, Gerald Watson, find us with our Watson Media logo, and keep up with us, follow us.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We're going to go a little longer because we did lose audio for the first...
oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, 30 minutes. So
I see with you all day, Stephanie. I'm great. No
oh,
problem.
That's so sweet. So we will go a little over. And likewise, so because I love talking business, and I love talking, helping other people. As you see, I have no problem easily shouting out people.
That's right.
Because that's what this is about.
That's what it's about.
You
that's
know,
right.
we got to help one another. Each brother help one another.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. I appreciate that.
Yep. So I will be at the next foodie call. I can't wait.
Yes. We're going to have you, and we're going to have you. We'll let everybody know right now. We're going to have you as a sponsor, as one of our guests. We're going to put you down and keep you marketing with us and keep growing together.
Appreciate that. So I have to ask you this. What type of marketing platform and or strategy would you recommend for, say, this show, for Beauty and the D?
Oh, continue to do in terms of, I think, anyone with a podcast.
And this is new for me.
Oh, yeah. And you're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
Very professional. And shouts out to WJZZ Cool TV as well. Roger doing a wonderful job. I mentioned this to him and others that I think what a lot of podcasters don't do is use traditional marketing to brand themselves. I was fortunate enough to have an online radio station years ago, back in 2008 when I left Clear Channel. I had an online station called rhythmandsoul.com.
So that's when it was really like this type of
It was
platform
just getting started.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was early in the game. And then, shouts out to my boy Rufus Bartell. We did a show called Hot Topics with RJ Watkins for years.
Okay.
Where he had us in the studio with a camera before Dish Nation and all that. He had the camera in the radio booth. So I've done it a long time.
Shout out to Rufus Bartell.
Yes.
I like to shout out everybody.
That's right. RJ Watkins is
RJ
our guy too. So we did it a long time ago. And the great thing about a show like this is the mic is powerful because you can interview anyone. And I love your show because you talk about anything in the D. So whether it's politics or social events or just social issues, you've got a great platform. Okay. So what I think a lot of podcasters don't do is promote it traditionally. If you watch cable, I'm watching last night. I woke up in the middle of the night. The TV was on. Sleep the TV on. It was on VH1. And Living Single was on. Commercials came on for Love and Hip Hop. And another show that's kind of like Cheaters. I forget the name of it. That one of the girls from Basketball Wives.
Caught you in the act.
Yeah.
Caught in the act.
Caught in the act. The commercial came off MTV. Now, MTV owns VH1, but yet they cross-promote on cable. I'm watching the basketball game on TNT, and I see something for Oprah. I'm watching Oprah, I see something for Food Network. Cable does it amazingly. No one else does that. To me, a show that's a podcast, you need to be on regular radio saying, join us for the podcast. If you listen to iHeart, they do a great job with that. It'd be the John Doe show on iHeart or however you get your podcast from. It should be on traditional stuff to build your audience, and that's how you get your audience even larger. Like
so
I said,
I need to get you to get me, like, say, on 92.3.
Exactly. Or whatever station.
Right.
Yep, we do that with some ads on there, and then those type of things I think will grow your audience. Because again, if you look at radio, radio's not just radio anymore. Radio does streaming. They do TV. They actually sell streaming for television now. So, they're not.
Oh, yeah?
I prefer personally going through Fox and Comcast because they're TV. But radio can put you on streaming commercials as well. iHeart does it. Beasley does it.
What you mean? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, a rep will, and again, I have the ability to do that. But they can, if you say, well, I want a radio package, and they can say, I can put you on TV. The same way I described Fox Flex, they can put you ads on traditional. You have your ads run on streaming devices on like BET and Oprah and stuff like that, just like Fox.
Okay, got you.
I just like Fox's platform because Fox is TV, so they have a different. Radio is using more of a third party. Fox is TV, so I go through Fox myself. But radio has the ability to do that. Okay. So it's just a personal preference, but it can work. And the prices are a little different. You're gonna get a better pricing with Fox because it's direct as opposed to a third party. You're gonna get charged a little bit more.
Gotcha.
But shout out to them because they do that. So because my point of that is radio's no longer just radio. Radio does streaming for TV. Radio does streaming for radio. Radio has HD stations. Radio has the social media aspect. So radio's bigger. So again, when I'm talking to clients about should we be on radio, should we be on TV, all that plays a role. But it's all about the budgets. And that's why we say,
the key
well,
word.
let's work with what you're working with and grow to that.
And so you can work with, basically, Watson Media Group can put together a package for, it can customize a package for anybody.
Absolutely,
basically.
absolutely,
Okay.
and make it
Are we looking
affordable.
co-host?
I think we're looking good.
Okay, you're looking good, co-host. All right. So here's the $1 million question for
Okay.
you. How does a business owner, because you know when you first get into business, and I'll use my own story as an example.
Okay.
I've been in the insurance business for close to 20 years before I stepped out and started my own independent agency, right? So I thought that it was going to be great. I was going to jump in there and make all this money, right? Because I know insurance and I've been very successful with selling insurance. But what I did not take into account was I had never run a business before, okay? And it's a big difference from being an expert in your field at what you do.
That's right.
Same with the sweet potato analogy you made. You're really good at making those sweet potatoes,
That's
right?
right.
But you may not necessarily be good at running a business,
Correct.
payroll, whatever.
That's right.
You may not even know buzzwords like target audience. So
That's
the $1 million question I'm going to ask you is, how does a business owner who's fabulous at what they do, right, determine who their target audience is? When you're just trying to make some money, you're just trying to sell and get out here, you got this vision, you got this dream, you ride the wave. How do you figure out who is my target audience? Can you help with that?
Absolutely, because the marketing is the key, because we got to get people to come in and buy what we're selling. So that's the biggest thing. So we have to think about that even before we get open. Like you say, sometimes we focus so hard on getting open. We get open like, oh, wow, somebody got to come in here and buy the stuff now. So what we do is help you, because that's our goal. Our goal is to talk to the client and find out, if you're already making whatever revenue you're making, our goal is to put you money on top of that. It's all about the money to me. I'm Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Biggie said it, my dad said it.
Right.
If it don't make money, it don't make sense. So we have to sit down with you and try to target who your audience is. I'll give you a great example. When I sold for Mix 92.3, there was a fish fry place. You buy, we fry. They called us, and I got the call, and they wanted to go on WJLB, which is a hip-hop station. Their target audience is adults 18, 34 is their target demo. So I'm in there waiting on the owner to come out to talk to me. So I'm waiting. I see at least 5, 6, 7, 8 customers come in, all older. So when I finally went to the owner, I said, what made you call JLB? He said, well, my staff said I should get that. His staff was all young. I said, I've been sitting here for about 20 minutes. You had everybody at least in their 50s coming here. You should have been 40 to 50, 35 up. You should have been on Mix 92.3, not on JLB. This is really the target. So you kind of have to pay attention to who's buying your product. Sometimes I get a client that says, well, everybody buys it. Well, really break that down. Who really is everybody? Do you got a few young people, or mostly middle-aged people? What age is it? Sometimes it is just 21 plus. That's fine. But that's how we kind of break down who you target, where it goes. Like you said, Tubi. Is your audience really a Tubi watcher? Who's your audience? Everybody can watch Tubi, but who's the audience? Or is it more general market? Like I said, maybe you should be on Channel 955. Maybe you get blacks and non-African Americans. You know, who's the audience? We even have stuff you can do with streaming that if you want to reach Spanish-speaking people who have bilingual in their home, it can do that.
Get out of here. Amazing. You never told me that. You know I'm in Mexican town. You never told me that.
Yes, we have a client in Nashville that was interested in reaching her Hispanic audience, and she was hesitant because somebody she thought was going to work with her to take the calls. And we had to let her know, no, we can geo-target people with bilingual in the home. So it's amazing. So streaming is taking it to a whole different level.
That's a whole different level.
Yeah, and TV knows it to that degree. That's why I say other media kind of, dips their toes in it. These guys know it. So I'm really pushing the stream piece because it's huge. Because again, everybody watches TV. And then radio is still very strong to me. Radio works. You cut me open, I bleed radio. Radio works. So you have to do
see, that's
both.
where you came from. Maybe you're a little biased on that.
Well, we see the results. Like I say, depends on what it is. But radio is more promotionally driven. You got the music, you got the hype behind it. So the ideal situation is to do all of it. But if the budget won't allow that, then we need to do it one at a time. And that's the strategy that I use for clients.
I like that you shared that story with me about the you buy, we fry.
Oh, absolutely.
Because going back to just the analogy of restaurant owners, we figure, well, everybody's got to eat.
Right.
So why not come here? But you sat there and watched, hey, let me
Who's
see what's coming in the door.
Right.
And determining that. Again, like I said, when you're in the back and you frying the fish,
right.
and you just count the money at the end.
And it
of
was
the
so
night.
funny because he said, well, my staff. So I looked at me, his staff, and they were all young guys. I said, well, that's what they listen to.
Right.
You know, but who's walking here buying? You know, it's them. You know, who's your customer? You know,
Right.
so yeah. Even though, let me say this too, though, those younger stations still have strong 25, 54 demos because hip hop is not what it used to be. Rappers are 50 now. I'm saying majors, Ice Cube, and right there with Diddy and all them guys. So rap is no
Right.
longer, you know.
No, I'm pushing 50 and I love, I
Yeah,
love
so I'm
hip-hop.
saying, so they are strong in those demographics,
Yeah.
but the core group is 1834, but they're very strong
Gotcha.
in that demo. Yeah, absolutely.
So our listeners missed like the beginning of our show, the audio piece where
Okay.
we talked about the branding.
Okay.
And we talked about the strategies. Can you kind of go over that again? The
Oh,
call
yeah.
to action versus branding.
Yeah, I say it's two ways to market, and I was talking about branding versus call to action. Branding is keeping your name out here, which is important. It's based on your budget, you need to do that. But a lot of times we have to let our client, we have to educate them to, you can't want call to action results, and you did a branding campaign. So to come into, I use my restaurant as an example. I'm sorry, Watson Media Group. Watson Media Group is my company now. Mo Better Blues. I said
you got
I got
companies
too many.
everywhere.
Like I'm talking about, right? Well, with Mo Better Blues, we could say again that we were a great restaurant with great food, live entertainment, come down, great atmosphere. And like I said, you may come for a holiday, your mom's birthday, whatever. But if we say we have this weekend only 2-for-1 entrees. The first 50 people qualify for a picture to see Charlie Wilson at the Fox and a champagne toast at midnight. This weekend only, you're going to make sure you come this weekend only. So that's the key. And again, it doesn't have to be the old Mr. Allen's 2 for $50 all the time. You just need to do something special to make people come to you that day.
Because that that your product is going to be so good if they come that day that they will continue.
And absolutely, and food is something because people come for food. We had customers rather that came every day. If it's 5 days in a work week, there are people that come to your restaurant every day to get the same thing. It's amazing. So in food and retail, the same thing. I also tell clients too something to think about because a lot of times you have to measure your own expectations. A person can do radio or TV, and they'll say, well, I say, how'd you do? And they'll say, well, we got people that came through. You have to realize what's every customer worth to you. First question I ask is, what's your average ticket? So let's say that you're a clothing store, and the average ticket is $100. How many times out of 365 days in a year is that customer going to come to the store? 10 times? 20 times? If that one customer came to the store 10 times and the average ticket was $100, that's $1,000. If I got you 10 customers, how much money is that? That's what you have to look at. And that campaign might have cost you $1,500. That's what you have to look at. What is that customer worth to me? I tell my clients, every customer should always grab their information. I've had clients, I've come to talk to them, a customer comes in, so we'll stop and talk to the customer will leave. And I'll say, what happened to the customer? They said, we didn't have what they wanted. I said, did you get the information? I said, no, I didn't get it. You want
That's
to always
old school
get
right
that.
there.
That's right.
That's old school.
You want to always get the information because if you're like me and wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat and got a hot idea, you want the information to send to them through social media or email them.
Yes.
You got to sell. You create a sale. You got to create moments. When I was
So
in the
you got to go
restaurant
beyond,
business.
like having a good email, like touching the client.
Absolutely.
We can't just rely on Watson Media. We got to do our part as well.
Absolutely. You need to catch that customer because you might do with friends and family. A buy one, get one half off. You may do a shop and sip. Guess what? I just named 3 events off the top of my head because I got Stephanie Coney's information. I can send it to her.
Right.
But you came in and walked out. But I got your information, so I got you.
Yeah.
Same thing you're selling real estate. I tell people if I sold real estate,
Good example.
I have real estate clients. I have clients who would say, well, I want a certain person to buy the properties I have. And I say, but some people are challenged with their credit. So why aren't you, if you're not, partnering with a credit company? Because if I got you, I'm going to own you. Because also as a realtor, I can put you in homes and lease. So if you're somewhere you want to leave and you don't qualify for a home in, let's say, West Bloomfield or in Sherwood or Green Acres or somewhere, but I can put you in a leasing situation, and in a couple years you can be out of that. You're going to get paid on one. You're working with your credit company to get their credit up. In the next few years, you're going to put them in a home. That person doesn't leave, they still want the house.
Right.
So if I'm 30, 35, 40 years old, whatever, 25, you want to own me for life. Let me grow you to where you want to be.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people don't think that way. So in both examples, whether it be real estate or whether it be just in sales and retail, you want to get that customer and always own them from the standpoint of being able to reach them for what you want to promote. Don't let them get away. So
Don't
it's
let
more
it be just
value in just
transactional.
everything isn't always just the financial thing. It's, you
Yeah.
have to look at the bigger picture. If you plan to be here, I tell clients that all the time. If you don't have the budget, I'm gonna be here. Call me when you're ready. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do. So you might be ready a year from now. I'm here.
Right. Yep.
Absolutely.
So for you, Watson Media Group,
Yes.
what works best for you with it? You know, what's the best form of advertising for you?
All three: TV, radio, and social media. We got TV ads that run. We do radio. We do all of it, and we do social media. If the budget's there, you do them all. If not, you do them one at a time. That's my strategy. That you need to be everywhere. Social media. What we do with that, we do Facebook and Instagram ads. We basically boost it because on social media, you're paying for views. That's what it is. It'll tell you when you go in there. If you spend X amount, you'll reach X amount. You spend $100, you'll reach 15 to 3,000 people. It tells you that. Then
So
they
let's
ask you
talk
who
about that.
Yeah.
When you do like for me, we're working on my commercial, which will be
Okay.
airing this week, everybody.
That's right.
So I'll have the social media, the commercial that will load onto the social media.
Correct.
Right.
Mhm.
Do we need to pay to boost that, or we just rely on?
Well, part of the package we do is we give you 2 weeks of that. But the strategy is for us to do it together, the campaign. I'll give you a great example. One of my clients, again, shouts out to Tasty Taya. Her mother, Nikki, does a great job. Tasty Taya is a young lady who was a junior. Now she's a senior in high school as a chef. So her mother has done a phenomenal job of marketing her brand by starting off with us just doing a TV commercial and went on social media to really get a lot of views. I think she got to like maybe 3,000 or 4,000 views. Then she already had a commercial, so when her budget was ready, then she went on TV and started doing Comcast. Then she went on radio and started doing stuff with Hot 107 at her pop-up. She did a pop-up every month. So that's a great strategy about getting a commercial and then branding that and working within your budget. So if social media only costs $50 or $100 to boost it, that's something affordable, but you're still getting the brand out.
So
and
does
it
that
tells
really
you.
work when you pay the boost? I've never boosted.
Yeah, it depends on the business and what you're doing. I see some clients say it's slow, but now that's where branding comes in. I think to me that's where the branding comes in.
That's the social media piece is the
Yeah,
branding. That's
'cause-
not so much a call to action.
Yeah, because I may not get people to call me like that, but I'm still building my brand.
Right, and
Because-
that's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if I continue to grow, you're hearing of me. So the more we talk about, London consulting firm or Watson Media Group, and you keep hearing that, that's building a brand. And eventually somebody will need your services. So that's very important. And it's affordable. And so you definitely want to do that. Yeah, that's something. When I had Mo Better Blues, I necessarily didn't have the budget to do a lot of the TV stuff I'm talking about now. And running the business, I couldn't think about stuff I'm doing now. That's the other problem. Like you said, I'm too busy trying to run the business.
Right.
So social media was great for me because I'm a creative guy. So I'm the guy who wake up in the middle of the night with an idea. I'm in midnight doing an event page. We're going to do House and Hennessy. I'm a house music guy. We're going to do...
House and Hennessy.
Yeah, we did House and Hennessy. We did... was one of our big events. We did the Ultimate Open Bar Party. That was huge, too. We did that on Friday nights. We did Neo Soul Saturdays. Those are all events I created in the middle of the night with an idea. I need some business. Next Saturday, House of Hennessy. Boom. And I'm hitting whatever my, 25, 3,000, 5,000 people I got my so-called
And you wasn't
friends.
even really doing radio then. You was just coming up with ideas.
Oh, yeah, because radio was very expensive, and I didn't have a Gerald Watson doing a small business package with me, and I wanted to create one, but the chef didn't come in that day, so I couldn't talk about that because I had to go back and cook. So, exactly.
So that says a lot about your hustle.
Absolutely. But we got to get people in here because I got a lease, I got employees, I got to live myself. So, so you have to be resilient as an owner.
Yes.
It ain't
and
no
I'm
playing.
glad you on the show talking about this because as a business owner, I get hit with people all the time. Want me to, hey, market with us. Hey, do this. I mean, it's all day long. You know what I mean? And even if you felt like you did have the budget, right, to a small business owner out there that's listening, you don't know how to sift through.
What's right. Yeah. And what happens with us is we have packages that we put together. And we've got it where, again, you can get the TV, the radio, the social media. It's affordable based on your budget and how you can pay it. So one of them we do, for example, is one that we charge just $2,175 if you need a commercial. Commercials included. We only charge $300 for a commercial. That gets you the streaming for 5 weeks through Fox. That can be on Tubi or the entertainment channels. It also gets you radio for the Foodie Call event. So it's 5, we call it an event marketing campaign. You have 5 ways to advertise. You have your independent TV commercials for streaming. Then we put you on radio. Now the branding comes in, where you're on 20 mentions on Hot 107.5 as a sponsor of the event. Then you have the social media where we boost it. Our strategy is for us to boost and you to boost at the same time. Everybody's sharing the same post. Now that's how you get 4,000 and 5,000 views if we're all sharing the same post. Then we have the print campaign with traditional marketing with our marketing team that goes strategically to in the summer at Shane Park or the Fox Theater or Lucy's Arena. Everywhere that's hot and popping, we got your name out there being branded. And all this happens at the same time.
You say the print campaign.
The print, that's the flyer. Where we do the flyer for the Foodie Call event, and we have you branded with your logo on that flyer.
Gotcha.
And then at the event itself, the social media event, we talk to over 100 potential customers at that event that you're talking to. So now if you look at the streaming with 40,000 streaming impressions, our radio schedule is reaching over 250,000 people with that brand. Then you got the social media aspect. Then you got the print and the event. That's 5 ways to market your business versus 1 way at an affordable cost. And if that's too high, we have one a little less for radio. We have one even less for Bounce TV. And then we have one that's a strategy we do on weekends. Let me tell you about that one. I don't know if you've heard a bit of some of the listeners, but there's a law firm they're called Posner, Posner, and Posner. They've been around forever. So when I first started working at Mix 2.3, my manager asked me, had I heard of the firm? I said, yes, I had. He said, Gerald, how often do you think they advertise? I said, I don't know, probably every day. I hear them all the time. He said, Gerald, they advertise 1 day a week, Sunday. Only 1 day.
And I can hear it in my head. Posner, Posner, Posner.
There you go. He said, you thought you heard them yesterday. They was on a week ago. But what they did is they own that day. So I have a strategy for clients. We do that. If the budget's small, we'll put you on every Saturday. We can do it on any of the stations, on Mix, on JLB, on Kiss, on Hot. Put you on every Saturday and you own that time. Because remember, 2 commercials is good, 3 is great. We put you on these 4 or 5 times on a Saturday between what's called a rotator. When you open the time up from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday is the busiest day for when I was in the restaurant business, for hair salons, for retailers, and the price is a lot less expensive than during the week. When you're on morning drive on, let's say, a Steve Harvey on Mix 2.3 or the Breakfast Club on JLB, or if you're on the evenings, those cost more for drive time versus the weekend.
You can do all of that.
All of that. So we can place you on a weekend every Saturday for a month for an affordable rate, very inexpensive, and you're reaching over 100,000 listeners. And overnights are strong in the market. Detroit's a third shift town. So we have the plants, we have the hospitals, the post office. It's on the radio. So those spots are like $10 to $15 a spot. We flood the overnights because if you go out to the movies, you're going to a function, you're leaving a concert, you're out after midnight, you're up, you hit those spots. So now we got you on early, we got you on the evenings, we got you on flyers, we got you on social media. People don't know you now, they ain't your customer. They living under a rock.
Right.
They don't know where they ain't going out nowhere. So that's how you have to look at it. And that's why we came with an event marketing campaign with 5 opportunities to advertise your business. And that's how you find success.
So basically, a business owner can get a marketing piece or some advertising strategies. They can basically put it on layaway.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, there's different ways. Exactly. That way, because we made it affordable for you to pay. Because when you go to the media companies, they don't take it that way. They want the whole thing. Yeah. So because we're an ad agency, we get credit with the station, so we're able to place the buy. Because the way TV and radio works, the further it's just like an airline ticket. The further out you go, the cheaper it is. The closer you go, the more it costs. Because also supply and demand. So let's say, for example, on one of the major stations, a morning drive show, let's say it's Steve Harvey, something like that, the average rate might be $150, $200 a spot. So if you say, Troy, put me on schedule together to be on a morning show, 2 weeks from now, that's the price. But if you want to go this Saturday, it might be $400 because it's less supply, so it's more demand.
Gotcha.
So that's where it comes from.
You just broke it down. No, you really did. So for a business owner that's trying to figure out, okay, I'm open, I got the best sweet potato pie, I need people coming up in here. They need to call Watson Media Group.
Absolutely. Stop playing. Call Watson Media Group because we are going to get you on the air. We have built a better mousetrap. That's all it is. It's about going in and seeing the holes, and that's where we've discovered a way to put you on that makes it affordable. Because you got to get your message out. Nothing's guaranteed but one thing. If you don't do nothing, nothing's going to change. You can't just do I Dream of Genie and blink your ass, somebody gonna walk into your stuff.
No, for real. Because we think
something.
that. We think that sometimes we think that. Hey,
Right.
I'm here and I put my foot in the sweet potato pie. I don't know why nobody coming up there. Let me give a shout out to our listeners real quick too. You are watching Beauty in the D live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And other top social media platforms. You can like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And today we have Gerald Watson, who is the owner of Watson Media Group, and he is talking to all of you business owners who are currently in business now, up and coming in business. It's still the beginning of the year, guys. Think about your budgets and think about promoting yourselves and your business. This guy right here is genius with it, right here in the city of Detroit, and he can make that happen.
Thank you.
I had to take a shout out for
Oh,
that
I
real
appreciate
quick.
that, love. Thank
So-
you. It's a wonderful show. I appreciate it. It's
Thank
needed.
you. So, what our listeners need to know that's contemplating
Mm-hmm.
on advertising with you
Right.
is that they better be ready.
Well, right, and don't think about it. I mean,
Like have your staff and your inventory because
Right.
you're gonna take off.
Oh, you're gonna take off. You did this vision for a reason, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to continually be the eternal optimist when you're an entrepreneur, because everything is going in the world going to come at you to make you see. And that's where, again, I think that it makes us different because I've sat on both sides of the table. A lot of people who sell ain't never owned nothing. That's just the truth. They gonna tell you what works, but they haven't had those trials and tribulations you've had as an owner. I've been on both sides of the table, so I understand
And that's
that.
why I respected you. I just want to say that. And why I went with you, I may not have did it right away, but it wasn't soon after. But I respected
Absolutely.
the fact that you had at one point been in my shoes.
Absolutely.
And so, like I said, as a business owner, we're getting hit all the time. I got people saying, we want to come clean for you. We're going to do this. We're going to advertise. And it's like, you're right. If you in sales, right? And no shade to the sales.
Not at all.
I've
I work
been
with
a
them now.
salesperson.
Right.
Okay. But if the person has not particularly been in my shoes, I feel like maybe I'm just another client to them, just another sale.
Yeah, and again, like you say, don't knock on them because I work with them now and I've been one. But it's just different when you've had that situation because you can empathize different. If I've been in a war, I can tell you about the war. If I've been in the NBA, I can tell you about the NBA. So you can have an opinion. You're playing the NBA, you have an opinion that can be valid, absolutely. But when you've been on both sides, you've been an owner and you haven't paid yourself because you had to do payroll.
Right.
You had to figure out how you're going to get the roof fixed because the landlord keeps duct taking the roof and you got it open and you got roof leaking. Those are real legitimate problems. Your refrigeration breaks. Staff don't come in.
Yeah.
Those are, I think, like you said to me earlier, like, can you cut the stove on? 'Cause I had to. I had an event. I had no choice.
Right.
What am I going to do? So those are things that if you know those stories, you can empathize with somebody and
make a package.
and make a package for them because I was that person that, wow, I don't have that necessarily to do that. And so we can make it make sense. And so, and that's why it just makes sense to me. Like I said, you got to at least sit down and figure it out. And then you may do something 3 months from now, but at least it allows you to know, now you can start putting a marketing budget together.
Yeah.
Because before you didn't know this information.
Right. Gerald, you really are a mover and shaker today. So
Oh,
I have
thank
to ask
you.
you this. And let me say this. Kevin Maples was my guest last week, and we
I know
talked
Kevin,
about, we talked about the swag and the culture of the city of Detroit. Like,
Oh, it's
we
got
just
swag. You're
stand
from the
out
D. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go.
everywhere we go.
Absolutely.
So you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. You're from the D. It's known you're from the D.
'Cause
People
it's
just know you
oozing
got a
off
swag
of you.
about you. Absolutely. Detroit is unique. We got a unique group. Absolutely. Everywhere we go, we shine.
What up, though?
Absolutely. What up, though? Who else says that? Right. Who know about Coney fries and all of that stuff? Absolutely.
Have you ever lived anywhere else?
I have not, just in college, in Kalamazoo, obviously, which was strong. I got my first taste in college of meeting people from Chicago and other areas, Benton Harbor, stuff like that. But obviously traveled, through the country and things like that. But we just unique when you visit other cities.
We're very
Detroit had
unique.
its own lane. Somebody from Detroit have a different swag, so I love it.
It's that whole language piece. Too.
It is. They said we got an accent. It's so funny, but somebody's from the D. That's why I love Jalen Rose. He was on ESPN because he always gave Detroit shout outs and showed love for the city. We just have just from the music back to Motown, everything we do. We just got a different vibe.
And that's what makes your business, going back to your business, so organic, right? Because it's infused with that swag and that culture of Detroit.
Yes.
So you know how to relate that and put that out for the people to get the desired results that they're
Exactly.
looking for.
Yes.
That means a lot, too.
I appreciate that because my philosophy is an educated client is my best client. We're going to sit down and do this together. It ain't just me telling you what I think we should do. We have to sit down. I remember calling somebody one time and I said, they were asking me all these questions. I said, listen, we need to meet. I'm a consultant. I'm not selling elevator. I'm not selling vacuum cleaners. This ain't the elevator pitch.
Right.
We got to sit down because who do you
And
want to
have a
reach?
conversation.
Now again, it's about making money. If it's not important to make money, then it's cool. But I'm here to talk to you about making money. Whatever your revenue is, I want to add to it.
Yeah.
I want us to do at least 20% minimum of what you did last year. This is a
Ooh.
money phone call. So what do we need to do? How many
It's
clients
not
do you
just a
need to pay for this?
transaction.
Exactly. This is a money deal. We need to find out what we need to do to increase your sales. And so we got to come up with something that makes sense, that's affordable. So if it's a little less expensive, it might take a little longer, but it's still just important because you still get your message out to over 100,000 people.
I
That's a lot of
appreciate that.
folk.
Yeah, over
Absolutely.
100,000 people. And then somebody who can identify with my swag and speak my language and know
Absolutely.
what I need my deliverables to look like.
Absolutely.
Now, for a company like myself,
Mm-hmm.
I am licensed in several different states.
Okay, we got some commercials for you and some
right,
other markets.
We didn't
right.
really talk about this.
Yeah, we can put you anywhere. We have a bail bondsman example. If you go to my Facebook page, Gerald Watson, we have scroll up, I guess it would be. We have a client called Ace, bail bondsman. She's a bail bondsman in Nashville, and she had the opportunity to have Lil Boosie, the rapper. I guess she got someone out of jail that he knows, so he did an endorsement for her. But it's a great ad because she did very well. She's actually coming back on the air in a couple of weeks. But she used the Fox Flex streaming we're talking about, and we were able to hit Nashville, Clarksville, where her business is at, and some other areas down there in that Tennessee area. And so we can do it anywhere in the country. We have clients in Atlanta. So if you say, hey, look, I want to hit Buckhead, I want to hit whatever, we just need to know what cities you want to hit in that market. We can target that. We just say target a specific market. Don't try to do Detroit and Atlanta. You have to make it one specific schedule. But we can hit whatever market you want to hit.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah, you want to say, I want one Detroit and one Atlanta.
Yeah. And say, look, okay, I want 3 zip codes here on the
Well,
west
let me
side.
back it up now, depending on the budget. Because, again, we do 40,000 minimum because that's the minimum amount of impressions we think you should do is 40,000. But if a client has the budget, then absolutely. So if you say, well, I want to do 100,000 impressions, we might do 50,000 in Detroit, 50,000 in Atlanta. Then, of course, you could do that. Because everything, be it radio, TV, is all infinite. It could be $1 million. That's why the first thing a rep will ask you, and I will ask you the same question when we meet you, is what's your budget? Because it's all about your budget. It can be whatever. But if you say, well, I'm going to work with 500 or something like that, then I may say, well, let's do social media.
Okay.
I'm going to suggest, I'm not going to just have you walk away. Because, again, the advantage of us as an advertising agency is we sell everything. Everybody can't sell us. So if you want to be on Bounce, I can sell Bounce. They can't sell what I sell. Right. So that's the difference.
They're limited. They're in the insurance world, we would call it captive.
There we go.
They're captive.
There you go.
You know, I'm a broker. I ain't captive.
Right. You can sell anybody. Exactly. So we can put you
where
anywhere.
Because
Because all to us about what's success. That's why I say a rep will tell you how great their station is. This is the truth. But you're all great. You all have an audience. You all reach over. Let me kind of break this down. There's in the DMA, that's the 7 counties: Wayne, Oakland, Macomb, Lapeer, Livingston, Washtenaw. I'm leaving somebody out. The 7 counties. There's 4 million people in that market. All the top stations reach that. So we only put you on top station, but it's TV or radio. Now out of that, let's just take radio. The reach of a WJOB or a Mix 92.3, they may reach 500, 600,000 people of that 4 million. That's their share of the pie. Now, based on the schedule you do, that's how many people you're going to reach on that schedule. So all of them are strong. So WJLB may have a few more, maybe, I'm just taking a guess, maybe 20 to 50,000 more listeners than a Hot 107, but how many people can get into your building? If JLB reaches 550,000 and Hot reaches 500,000, that's still over 500,000 people can hear them. So they're all effective. So we just have to see what makes the most sense. And as an agency, we negotiate the rates, so we know what the rates should be, and so we're able to put you together the best schedule that's going to be beneficial for your business. Because we make money when you make money. Because if it's reversed, instead of you coming to me, I'm going to say, Stephen, you're great, but that stuff didn't work, so, you know.
Right.
So I want you, I'm invested with you.
Because you want me to keep on.
Yeah, exactly. You're successful, I'm successful. So your success is, I'm invested.
I'm way to cashing you out.
There you go. There you go. Your success is my success. I want you to win. Because, like I say, we cool, but if it ain't working, hey, it ain't working. I've been on More Better Blues, some people that this ain't working, so you cool, but buy something to eat because I ain't buying no more advertising. It didn't work. I need to do something different. So you have to make sure the strategy makes sense. That's why we sit there together, so you're going into it comfortably that we're making a decision as marketing partners, and not just what I think, and you just like, well, he made sense, let's do it. No, let's make sure you're comfortable with it, so we make a decision that makes sense. So, and then we determine what worked, what didn't work. That's why I say it's not always, I tell people you have to have them have a realization what's the call. See, some people sell, they just sell you a bunch of, mess. No, we want it to be realistic. Don't think everybody gonna flood you because you're a lawyer or you're an insurance company. It's not that type of business. Right. Why would people call you because you're a lawyer? You got to offer something to do that. That something's gonna take over a period of time. But that one sale can make you thousands, tens of thousands, depending on what you do. So how should
a person track? Because you said that you give your clients reports.
Yes.
To show, what time of day they
with the
look,
streaming, right.
Right. So how should a person track that to say, okay, like I have this report here. How do I know, if the last 10 clients came just from word of mouth or
it's a great point. One of the biggest challenges I have with clients, which is funny, is clients a lot of times won't see who came through the doors. You have to ask that question.
Because they're in the back frying fish.
Yeah, but they got to make the staff do it. I've had
Right.
clients say, well, I can't get my staff to do it. You give your staff a check, your staff has to do it. There's
No,
certain
okay.
criteria you have
Yeah.
to do. There can't be that, well, they won't do it. Then they won't get a check. You have to ask this. You have to set up meetings with your staff. And when you're reviewing them, these are things you have to do because we have to know where our marketing is going.
Yeah,
So-
we need to know if it's working. I mean,
Right.
yeah, the people saw it.
Right.
Okay, they
Yeah.
watched us.
You need to know
But did they
because-
come in and get a fish sandwich?
Yeah, and how did you hear about us? That's the biggest question. I get clients that I have.
I always ask that.
Oh yeah, you got to know how did you hear about it because you
Yeah.
want to know. So again, in this situation with the 90 days, would you know you do TV, you do radio? That's one thing that's funny with TV versus radio. Now radio seems to be a quicker call to action. They seem to come in fast.
Really?
TV is interesting. With TV, I've had Yvette from Boss Bay to say to me, she'll call me and say, "Am I on TV right now?" And I say, "No." She said, "Somebody left the store, say saw my ad on TV." She might be on TV 2 months ago. TV has a stronger retention rate. Radio is like more call to action because I think it's more promotionally driven. The music, the promotion, people hear it, they want to act on it because they want to hear it.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it might be like that. So
Okay.
they both work, but if you do TV, you may still get results after your flight has ran because people are still remembering you because they saw it.
Gotcha.
So that's the two things to know. So that's a part of our, when we sit down and we consult with each other, we talk, that's a part we want the client to know. That, you're going to be in business, you don't plan to close. So as long as they come in, I don't care when they come in, as long as they come in.
Gotcha.
But that's, again, measuring your expectation. And I think a lot of times, some people don't do that. They sell because they want to sell, and now they disappoint that client because that client was looking for something different because they weren't honest with them.
Gotcha.
That's why I said, what's that client worth to you, that customer? If I get 10 people from my radio ad, and I didn't get 100, no. That person's worth $100. He gonna come
Right,
in 10
that
times.
ticket.
That guy's that guy's $1,000 customer to me. I got 10 of them. I got $10,000, and I'm gonna do it again next month. Now I got $20,000. That's how you gotta look at it because
Gotcha.
it may not be the kind of business that people gonna rush in because it's not that type of business.
Got you. Well, again, to our audience, you are watching Beauty and the D live, streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. We need you to like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And don't forget, you can call in with questions or comments at 313-355-6018. And as a matter of fact, Gerald, I need you one last time to please tell our audience how can they contact you and get a consultation
Absolutely.
at Watson Media Group.
Oh, thank you. They can call us at 313-468-2602 or go to watsonmediagroup.net.
Now, I need to ask you, what is next? What's next on the horizon for Watson Media Group?
We're going to continue to take the world by storm. One thing that
Okay.
I have a passion for is small business. I believe that small business is the heartbeat of the community.
Yes, they are.
And if you notice, even looking at the Avenue of Fashion, if you look at the businesses that have grown who have brought that community, then people start to come. If you build, they'll come. So we focus on small business we specialize in. Agencies run from that. They don't want that. Everybody wants to keep chasing the same people. They want to chase the McDonald's and the Walmarts and all those guys. Our logic is we want to own the streets. We want to own every small business to work with us. So we want to build that community because as you grow, the community will grow. So we specialize in working with small business. So that's what we do. Whereas, like I say, a lot of the times you go to the larger agency, they only want to work with corporate. We work with small business owners. That's our specialty.
You got boots on the ground, too.
Absolutely.
Because that's how you and I met, actually. You had boots on the ground. You gave me a call because of an event that we were
That's
both
right.
attending at the museum, I think it was.
It was.
And it just went from there. And I'm telling you, I just got to let you know this is so genuine. I'm saying this to everybody that's watching. I resonated because you were from Detroit and you were a business owner. In the restaurant world, and I felt that you were relatable
I appreciate
to me.
that.
Because I do get approached a lot.
I'm sure.
But you were relatable. You were relatable to me. You made the payment situation, affordable for me, and you gonna put me on Tubi. So y'all stay tuned.
That's right.
Y'all be on Tubi.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you, and as well as what you're doing. I think it's a great program. I've watched all the shows that I've seen so far. It's been fantastic. And
appreciate that.
keep the word out because a lot of people don't know the guests that you've had on what they do.
Yeah.
So again, you're adding value for letting people know what's out here.
I'm
But-
kind of like you. We got to keep our black business owners in business,
Right.
and help them grow.
That's right.
And let people know what they do. Like we keep going back to the good sweet potato pie,
But nobody
that
knows
nobody
about you.
knows about.
Right. And so, like you said, why you keep your business a secret? You want anybody to know this is a private club? What are we doing? Let the world know that, no, I got the best sweet potato pie, and here's why. Because if you talk to somebody and ask a client, they're going on like an infomercial. Why is the best? Why you been your competitors? We should be putting that on the media, let people know that then. Let's put a commercial and tell them why you have the best this, that, and the other.
Why you got the best sweet potato pie?
There you
know
go.
what I
Why
mean?
you feel is the best at least.
Right.
So why they better your not knocking your competition, but why you got the best.
Well, why does Watson Media have the best?
Oh, because we're real. We keep it real. We are the best because we make it happen. We work with you. We are honest, and like I said, I've been on both sides of the table. And we spend our money where we want you to spend your money. And I'm going to ask you how many reps do that. That's the room going to get quiet then.
Yep.
I'm asking you to spend X amount, and guess what? My commercial's on right there. You want a testimony? I give you my personal testimony. Because when my spots run, my phone rings. And I tell every client that. So I'm asking you to invest what I've invested in, and I can prove it because I can show you my commercial when it runs, see what time it's going to be on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to suggest you do the same thing. So if I believe in it for myself, I definitely think you should do it.
So what works best for you? I'm just curious as far as your demographic and time of day, streaming radio. What works
It's
best
interesting
for
because
media?
coming from the restaurant business, you have to have a business to call me. So obviously the restaurant business was different because everybody got to eat. So I got more calls because I reach everyone. But you have to have a specific business to call me now. So now I would say it's still both. I get calls when I do TV. I get calls when I do radio. So yeah, streaming is usually more branding.
Okay.
But I get more calls from TV and radio. That's why I say I know that works. I usually get it from that. When I run spots, we get, definitely get calls. And then you got to filter through the calls and stuff like that. But it keeps it out there. And obviously we do our foodie call event. That's on everything. So we do very well with that.
Okay.
And social media works very well. Now, promotionally, that stuff works very well with social media. That's more party-driven and all that stuff. So that works great on that stuff. We do Eventbrite. That's huge for you doing an event. I highly recommend Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to talk to Roger after the show. I'm thinking, for the foodie, the next foodie call, maybe that even WJZZ Beauty and the D can get in there. I mean, of course, I'm sponsored as London Consulting Firm. Of course, that's,
Absolutely.
without. But, I mean, pairing what we do here, I mean, this is the oldest jazz station, not in Detroit, in the world.
Yes.
And I feel like that would pair really good with
that would be
the
great.
foodie call.
Yeah, you remember we had our guy Big Trev. Shout out to him from all the way from Toledo. He does all the movies and stuff like that, doing interviews, and have you a booth set up. That would be great.
Yeah.
I would love to have you do that.
Great networking.
Absolutely.
Great networking opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yes. I think every business owner needs to contact Gerald today at Watson Media Group, and if nothing else, get on that foodie call.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And again, there's so much talent in the city. I love all my clients' backstories too. I've got clients who have such a diverse background of what they've done. We've got shout out to, I have a black beauty supply called Total Glamour, which is on Telegraph and 9 Mile.
So many people getting shout outs today. I just hope they know.
Yeah, these two ladies I'm so impressed with because they both were engineers. And they left to start a black beauty supply business. And now one even has a second location, Crescent in Highland Park, formerly Crescent in Highland Park on Woodward.
Okay.
So they're part of that as well. But you don't have a lot of black-owned beauty supplies. And we probably, I'm sure, are the biggest customer of that industry. And for them to leave a secure position to do that is great. I have a client that you met that's a surgeon.
Yes. With the laundromat.
Yes, she has a laundromat over on Finkel and Schaefer. Dr. Bentley, and she Brentley, and she said that she wanted to when she was a little girl growing up, her mom took her to laundromats in Highland Park and other areas that weren't clean. So when she was successful, she wanted to change that in the neighborhood. So the backstory of my clients are so interesting, and that's why I love it.
I love it. Do you belong to any organizations?
I do not. I am a GDI, an independent person.
Okay.
But
now,
I got several friends, obviously, and family who are in different fraternities and sororities. So I'm definitely 100% with that, but not myself.
I'm surprised you're not a part of IBA. That's
I was in
your
IBA.
guy.
I was in
there.
IBA. Oh, no. Let me say that I was in IBA. I left IBA recently because my business increased. But I was in IBA twice. IBA years ago when IBA used to have meetings in the St. Regis. That was years ago, back in the early 2000s. And then I rejoined IBA back in 2020. Okay. But recently I've been blessed because of the success and where we want to take our company, selling national media and local markets. it was time for me to move on because of that. But other than that,
Gotcha.
no, I'm still, when I do the marketing for Light Up Illinois
Yeah.
and a lot of the other stuff and a lot of the clients that own Affluent Fashion.
So do you have any I know we business owners here keep you
Absolutely.
super busy here in the D,
Mhm.
but do you have any plans on like expanding like to other markets in the fashion of how you do here?
Yeah, that's what we were doing. We had reps that were placed in different markets. We still have some in Atlanta, and we have one in Nashville. But
Awesome.
now through Fox, we're able to do it in any market. So what we plan to do is start more of our commercials in those markets, and from doing everything right here, we can put them in any market they want to be in.
Gotcha.
So as opposed to, let's say, having the physical rep in that city, I won't have to do that now. So that's kind of evolved as well. Now that I've been working with Fox.
Okay.
That I don't have to do that. So we kind of scale back on that physical person there. But yep, we run commercials in that market. We get those calls. We're able to place them wherever they want to be.
You know, do you have? I think you would be a good candidate, honestly, for having like a podcast. So let me tell you why.
I appreciate that.
Because you work with so many people, which really makes you a connector.
Uh-huh.
I know you do realize that you're a connector.
Well, that's why I love the network event we do, because
Yeah.
that's what it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing it.
Do you have like other than the foodie call, like some sort of email blast, newsletter, so people can know what Watson Media Group is up to?
We say
next,
just stay
what
on our
we're
page.
doing?
More of my personal page, Gerald Watson. When you go to Facebook with the Watson Media Group logo, but of course we have a business page as well, which is Watson Media Group. But I did this for so long. I have a desire. I think we mentioned off camera that I'm going to be doing. I'm looking at doing a Piston show. I'm a very big NBA fan and a huge Piston fan.
Okay.
And I said, because I think we have a lot of people with shows that I call it the guy never got picked on the playground as a show. These guys are talking so crazy. We need somebody who knows basketball to actually have a show. So I think that demands makes me go that way. But as far as a social show, I was fortunate and blessed enough to do one with, again, my buddy Rufus Bartell for years at RJ Watkins station called Hot Topics, for those who remember Hot Topics.
Okay.
So we were ahead of time with that. So now from the social element, I'd rather do it on that end, from the sports side of it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I appreciate that.
So what is Gerald Watson doing when he is not out here promoting other black business owners and the Watson Media Group? What are you doing? Are you cooking in the spare time? What's your best?
Being a husband and a father, I got to give much love to my wife, who has started a wonderful candle business called Detroit Candle Collective.
Give a shout out to that.
Yes, to my lovely wife, Stacy Watson. She has a wonderful business she has started. Now she's doing her handmade soaps and stuff, part of Detroit Collective. And she's phenomenal. So working with her and helping to brand
You
her
said
business.
Detroit Collective. So is Detroit inspired? Talk about that.
Oh yeah,
You gotta
Detroit.
talk about
Absolutely, Detroit Candle Collective is inspired from all the things Detroit and things of memories from her. Going to Edgewater Park, candles different names. Edgewater. She has the 8 Mile. She has a Dutch Girl with my favorite. Smells just like Dutch Girl. She has a Fago, like Fago
Yes.
grape. She has everything in the neighborhood. She has Green Acres, a Sherwood Forest, a university.
Did you
She
bring
has-
some candles?
I did not bring candles.
Oh my goodness!
I never
We
bring
gotta
candles.
put some up here.
We had to get
so-
some. Yes, we get some for your next show. We'll make sure we
Yeah.
have some in the studio.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it. And she's phenomenal. So definitely working with her to build her brand. And obviously my dad, I have a daughter that's a Gen Z in college freshman, and I have
Okay.
a son who lives overseas, who's a millennial, who's married. So just being a good dad and doing those things, and just growing the business.
Living overseas, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, he lives in India. We're happy for him, proud of him.
Right out of
Absolutely.
Detroit in India.
From the D, yes.
Well, congratulations. You not only have built a successful business, but kudos to you and your beautiful family.
Thank you.
And shout out to Stacy, your wife, and the candle business. How can people go and see her candles?
They can go to Detroit Candle Collective. They can go right on Facebook and Instagram and look her up, Detroit Candle Collective. Wonderful. She always posts her events, different events that she does. But it's even if she wasn't my wife, I would say the candles are phenomenal. The smell, the length of time that they stay lit, the whole look of it, the professionalism. She's done a great job with
I
that.
want to get some.
Absolutely.
I like to, you know me, I love to support.
Yeah, people who may know,
Gotta
she used
get
to have
that.
a hair care line called Sister to Sister years ago. She's been on Avenue of Fashion, across the Simply Casual, actually.
Okay.
And she moved in Ferndale, Illinois. So if you have any old clients, and she had a skincare line called Ari's Natural, named after our daughter, Ariana. So those people who've been around may know her from that as well. But now she relaunched Detroit Candle Collective, and she's doing wonderful with it.
Once an entrepreneur, always, right?
Absolutely.
It's like once you get bit by that bug, it becomes
Yes. It does.
who you are.
Absolutely.
So 2 entrepreneurs in the household together. I can imagine what you guys as vision boards and coffee
absolutely.
chats are about.
Right, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
it's been fun. But I truly get a personal enjoyment out of working with these clients, because I've been there, so I see myself in everybody.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and they just don't know. These are things that other folk know that our folk don't know. So of course we work with everybody.
Because the struggle is real.
Yeah, the struggle is real. So, if there's a way to help you through it, it's amazing. And if you're not ready for it, so be it. But it's something that's one thing that doesn't change the reality. You're either going to be there, you're not going to be there. You go through Livernois, you go through downtown, you go through Ferndale. There's a new person coming every day. So what are you going to do to keep your doors open?
I know.
You got to think outside the box.
Yep, think outside the box. That was a great way to end that. You know what I mean? Not just to think outside the box, but hey, what you gonna do to keep your doors open?
Absolutely.
That's a tagline right
it's
there.
True. I like that. It's true. What we
Yeah.
gonna do differently? Because if not, somebody else gonna be waiting to not take your space. Because that landlord gonna put somebody, his business, put somebody in that space. So what you gonna do?
Right,
Stay
keep
open?
it moving.
Right.
That's what I tell my daughter all the time. She said, Cass Tech, and when those grades get to looking funky, I say, listen, it's somebody on the wait list.
There you go. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yes, you
Yeah.
better beef it up and bring your A game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Gerald, I want to thank you so much again
Oh, thank you for having me.
for
I
coming
appreciate
here. And I think it was just, I didn't tell you this, but all this month of February, I only have black males on the show.
Oh, really? Okay.
In lieu of Black History Month.
Okay.
So I wanted to celebrate what I call you guys as living black legends right
Oh,
here in the city
well, thank you.
of Detroit that are here alive right now. So I didn't have any women on the show for the month of February.
Okay.
And that's why.
Okay.
Not just, Black History. We should celebrate that every day, right? But,
Right.
it's February and we all, we focus on the black history of the past.
That's
but I want
right.
to talk about people that's doing stuff today because this is black history. What you have done for me is black history. And it was also fitting for you to come on this Saturday, considering my commercial will be running this week.
That's correct. That's right. It's gonna be phenomenal. That's right.
So thank you so much for being here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank Detroit for watching Beauty and the D.
Thank you for
I
having
want
me.
to thank my new co-host, Rosie Gooseman.
All right, Rosie.
I want to give a special shout out once again to our sponsors, to Giovanni McCall, also known as G, the short hair slayer who keeps me slayed. Also to Mina Martinez Marketing, who keeps my social media together. And also to the London Consulting Firm, who sponsors and powers the show. We're going to hit the outro song. And again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Rose. I love you, Detroit. Thank you, Gerald.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Detroit, you gave me joy. You gave me joy. Detroit, you gave me joy. I remember the feeling you made me feel. Those hot summer days swimming in the